Hi there, beautiful people. Welcome back to another vlog of mine, which is an easy morning routine with my 1-year-old boy while being 18 weeks pregnant. So my day always starts off, especially on my mom days, which is how I like to call it. I just wait until my boy wakes up. My baby camera actually works really well, so I get up. I make sure everything is like open, the curtains are open, stuff like that. It was actually a really frosty morning while recording this, and I'm just going to make sure my shutters are completely open. And yeah, that is pretty much how I start my day. In the meantime, my little boy is actually still in bed, just playing around with his stuffed animals. He's a really sweet boy. He doesn't cry or anything when he's awake. He just patiently waits until someone comes and get him. So yeah, I actually decided to keep my lights around my windowsills up for a little longer. I think I'm going to get them down in like a week or something, but I just really love how cozy it makes my home feel, and I just love it so much. So after that, I've settled everything downstairs, which is like a 2-minute job, not even. I am going to get my boy, change his diaper, check if he had any leakages for the night. And for today, we're just pretty much staying in our PJs mostly. And of course, I'm starting off with getting my boy just a little like sandwich, or not really a sandwich, it's just like some bread, and I put some regular butter on there. We have just recently started to not give him a bottle first, because that's something that was recommended to us to make it easier to like transition to like normal meals a little bit more. He just turned 1 on December 31st, so yeah, I am just giving him some like regular like brown whole wheat bread with some butter. Sometimes I add some peanut butter because he really loves that, and after that I make sure he drinks some water as well. And then he's pretty much off to play first, and of course then it is time for me to actually take some fluids and also my prenatal vitamins, because I am 18 weeks pregnant, or at least almost 19 weeks pregnant when this video will go up. I can't really eat well, like solids in the morning, like when I'm just freshly out of bed. That's not really my thing. I really definitely do so when I'm on a holiday and stuff like that, but then usually breakfast is around like 10, sometimes 11 in the morning. But on a regular day, like around 8 to 9 o'clock, I am just not a solid food kind of girl. So I actually start my day with chocolate milk, which is one of my favorite things. It's actually pretty much stuffed with calcium as well, which is something that I'm needing at the moment. And I take my prenatal vitamins with that, as well as drinking a full glass of freshly like squeezed but bottled up orange juice. The one from my local like supermarket is so good. It is quite expensive though, but it is so good. Oh my lord. So yeah, my boy is actually pretty much just playing the whole morning. I'm giving him some water in between. He simply just grabs this bottle of water in between as well. Here you can see he just turned 1. We've got a bunch of birthday cards for him. And yeah, it's just so cute. And yeah, in the mornings, especially on the slow ones, the mornings we don't have to go out into town, run errands, do grocery stuff like that. We just sit around in our PJs, just having fun, playing and stuff like that. So yeah, he's really obsessed with his building blocks, as well as, I don't even know how you call it, like there's like a little cap on top of this storage box for his blocks, with holes in it, so you can actually shove them through. I don't know what it's called in English, by the way, but in Dutch it's called a stove. Not like a stove you cook on, but STOOF. But yeah, as you can see here, my boy tries to shove every single shape in the circle one. I don't know, I think he just really loves circular stuff. In a little bit you can actually see him just putting the circle one through it perfectly. And also he asks for help, which is so cute. He pretty much just reaches out with the block in his hand towards me or my husband and is like, okay, please help me because I can't get it through. And then sometimes I just put it through myself, and most of the time I just show him. Hopefully he will get the hang of it, but he just loves shoving anything through the circle hole. I don't know what it is, but he'll get the hang of it. Like a little later, the day I was filming, he actually decided to try the other like cutouts as well, and he managed to do so pretty decently, to be honest. So yeah, I just need to sit down with him a little bit more and just practice a little more as well. After that, like in his little playpen, which is in my living room, like my living room is one big play area for my kid. I kid you not. It's like there's like the couch area, which is still pretty like adult living space, but he just pretty much claims it all, owns it all. It doesn't matter. Like I'm really, really simple when it comes to stuff like that. If you have a kid, you have to give them space, you have to give them freedom to move around, to explore, to try stuff. My entire living room is pretty much, I'd say like 95% of my living room is like designed for my baby. But yeah, here I'm just quickly cleaning my coffee table in between, which is also filled with little like handprints and stuff like that. So yeah, even though it is a really slow morning, I tend to do some like chores around the house, especially the ones in the living room, folding laundry, stuff like that. I try to do so my kid isn't like on his own. He has some like abandonment anxieties at the moment. I don't know how that's exactly called in English, but it tends to come up from month 8 towards like 1.5 years, or at least that's what I've read online. But he's now 12 months and a little bit, and I've noticed that he can really start like scream crying if I'm out of sight. I actually had that happening like a week ago. I had to fill up my car, like get some gas, and I took him with me, which I usually do. But it was one of those like gas stations where you just have to like use your card. There's like no employee or anything that you have to like go towards and pay. It's just one of those like card machine things. But the one where I actually put my car next to didn't work properly, so I had to walk through the next one, and Aion couldn't see me anymore, and he just started going ballistic, like scream crying in the car. It was insane. Like people were looking at me like, how dare you leave your child for like 2 meters away from your car. It was insane. I only had to walk like 5 seconds away from my car. I even locked my car. I had sight on my car. I could see my kid. It was crazy, but he couldn't see me because his car seat is like reversed. So his back is towards the front. So he couldn't see me, but I could see him, you know. But yeah, it was crazy. Like that separation anxiety thing with babies, it can go really crazy. Like mostly he doesn't cry that fast. He's actually pretty okay. Like now here in this little piece of footage, I'm actually putting together his freshly cleaned and sterilized bottles, and he couldn't see me, but he could hear me. And I think that is pretty much the thing, that if he doesn't see me and he doesn't hear me anymore, that's when the crying starts. And it's just recently started. He just recently started doing that. So I just hope it would calm down a little bit, but mostly I'm not really out of his sight a lot, or at least not when he's awake and just around me. So yeah, I'm really curious to hear other moms who have experienced this. Like, how did it go for your kid or your kids? I'm really curious to hear about that. I'm also really curious to see how this third baby that's in my belly is going to react to stuff like that. Yeah, I'm really curious about that. As you can see, I'm already showing a lot. I was actually already showing some when I was only 9 weeks pregnant, and that is simply because this is my third pregnancy already. In 2022, I lost my baby girl, my first child, halfway through pregnancy. That's like a whole other story. I don't really talk about it online much because it was such a unique, like, you couldn't expect anything like that to happen. It was just really, really random. There was simply pretty much nothing I could have done to prevent it. It was just really, really random, like something that happens like once in an entire family line, like throughout decades, ages, stuff like that. But yeah, this is my third pregnancy, so I actually was showing a lot of belly already, especially around week 9. I think it was just because of the hormones really making me kind of stuffy and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it, but there is one specific pregnancy hormone, or like hormone in the body, that helps with early pregnancy, that kind of just makes you really bloated. And yeah, that is why I was showing a lot already, and even now I'm showing a lot already, but that's just because it's my third pregnancy. So yeah, stuff happens. I'm just really, really happy that I was able to finally share the news on the 1st of January this year, because when I shared the news, I was already 18 weeks pregnant, and I just couldn't hide this belly anymore. Like, the only people I actually told I was pregnant beforehand is my own family, my husband's family, and my coworkers, and of course, like clients and customers at work. They kind of looked at me funny, and then I was like, I'm not just fat, I'm actually pregnant, you know? And a lot of people actually were really, really kind. I work with men only, pretty much 99.9% are men. Customers, clients, all men. It's very rare if there's a woman. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that not a lot of people came up to me and like asking really bluntly, are you pregnant? Because that was pretty much what I expected a lot of them to do, but like a ton of them were like, maybe she just loves to eat a lot, because my customers and clients know me. I do love to eat, but I've never gained weight in a way like this. So they were all kind of like, I don't know, I don't know. But they didn't really ask. So I was really, really pleasantly surprised that people actually didn't come up to me and ask me bluntly. But maybe that's because a lot of the people around me do know that I've actually lost a child. So it's pretty much like, it's not done in general, by the way, to just presume and to ask women if they're pregnant or have kids or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I was really, really pleasantly surprised, especially knowing like the people that I actually do work with, and yeah, just the customers and clients and stuff. Since I do work in such a straightforward, like almost 100% manly workplace, I was just, I didn't expect it. I expected a lot more bluntness, let's just put it to that. Especially because I'm Dutch. I'm kind of direct, straightforward as well. Personally, I would never go up to someone and just bluntly ask, are you pregnant or are you just fat? But I expected it from a lot of people around me. But, you know, it didn't happen. So that is actually a big, big plus. But yeah, here in the meantime, I have to say, I'm actually picking up some toys my boy played with, but because it is getting close to his nap time, I think it was around 11, I'd say. He had just gotten his first bottle. I decided to still keep giving him 2 like big bottles a day in between all of the regular food, like the bread, the dinner, the lunch, stuff like that, the fruit. I just want to make sure he gets enough like liquids in as well, because he's not a big fan of drinking like water straight. And I'm actually not giving him any like cow milk yet, because I have read so many research about like regular cow milk actually not being good for children, because their bodies can't really like process it well. So yeah, I'm just skipping on that for now. And in the meantime, I'm letting my little like vacuum cleaner like scoot around, because it really had to be done. And then right before my boy's nap, I am doing a diaper change and just getting some fruits in him, which also contains some liquids, of course, because, you know, I'm not really like a helicopter mom, but I do definitely want to know what my boy eats and drinks, and especially the amounts, because it's just so important for the little ones to get enough fluids in there. So yeah, after that I put him down for his nap, and it is time for me to finally eat something. I think it was around like 12:30. At the time, I was actually getting myself something to eat. I just got half a bread from my freezer. I forgot to take it out the night before. So I'm just going to defrost it and just toast it in general in my new toaster. I actually got a new toaster from my husband for Christmas, even though we agreed on not getting each other gifts and only do gifts for the baby. But yeah, he kind of surprised me with a new toaster, which was something I wanted to get for, I don't know, maybe even a decade. But my kitchen is quite small, so I don't really get a lot of different appliances and stuff like that, because I just don't have the room to store it. But yeah, he bought it for me anyway. But yeah, while I'm like waiting for my bread to defrost and toast at the same time, I'm going to put some butter in just a frying pan, because I still had 2 eggs that were almost on their due date. Let's just put it to that. So yeah, I really wanted to use those up, and I'm going to bake some bacon with it while at it, because I really love bacon and eggs and anything that is just savory. I've been loving that in general, by the way. It's not like something that's really like pregnancy related or anything. But I just love it so much. But yeah, around this time, I'm really, really getting hungry, because, you know, being pregnant, especially like second trimester, you are eating a lot, or at least feeling hungry a lot. I'm not really eating that much yet, I feel like. I really think, or at least how I remember, that I ate a lot more while being pregnant with Aion. So yeah, I'm just waiting right now for my butter to be like browning a little bit before I can smash in my eggs. Yeah, I actually do have to like squish up and mangle up the egg yolks, because usually if I do make like fried eggs or anything like that, I usually keep them a little bit runny and sunny side up, and now I have to like cook everything to the fullest. It can't be raw at all. I'm not taking any risks, you know. So yeah, I'm actually just messing up the egg yolks, which always breaks my heart a little bit, because I love my eggs being super runny and like just a little bit raw still. But yeah, I can't have them like that. And the same goes for like luncheon meats, stuff like this. Like the bacon, I really have to fry it and bake it. I love my bacon like raw, or how you say it, like smoked as it is, but I can't have it right now. And you know, better safe than sorry, so I'm just going to fry the crap out of everything. And just, yeah, it takes a little longer than it usually does, but yeah, you know, stuff happens. Oh, and by the way, if you are like, why is your kitchen so small? That is pretty much because I live in a early 1960s house. We actually bought it over 3 years ago already, and I have decided to keep like the original 60s styling in my bathroom, my toilet area, my kitchen, and the little like additional kitchen area that I have my washer, dryer, dishwasher and stuff like that, which you just saw while I was getting my laundry, which was done the day before already. So yeah, I actually really love the look of it. I am pretty old school when it comes to stuff like that. A lot of people think like, oh, how come you live in such an old home and why aren't you renovating? Like, first of all, renovation work, it costs so much. I've actually just spent thousands and thousands of euros on getting new windows and window sills and new doors. Like, I'm not rich, you know, I have to work hard for my money, just like everyone else, and I have to save up money to actually get stuff done around the house. I actually have, like, the roof has to be fixed. There is like something going on. There's like a little leakage going on. You know, I have to save money just like everyone else to just get it fixed. And I am quite handy, but I'm not going to climb on my roof and do it myself. It's just a little bit too dangerous, especially being pregnant at the moment. So yeah, I'm actually waiting for some contractors to actually get back to us so we can get it fixed ASAP. I hope so, but a lot of people are really busy and really booked, so fingers crossed I can get it done before summer is here, before my third baby is here, because I am due in the first week of June, but I expect the baby to come a couple of weeks earlier, you know. But yeah, but this was pretty much my new vlog. I really hope you liked it. As usual, it is pretty rambly, but that is what you guys told me that you prefer me doing instead of putting music underneath. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I hope to see you next time.